Oh, Tiffany, are you there? I just wanted to say thanks again for all that you're doing. I really appreciate you letting me stay with you. Thanks.
Sorry, you're coming to stay with me? What are you talking about? I don't remember talking about this ever.
Well, you know how I'm trying to study so that I can go to law school, right? Well, I just can't study at all living with my parents, so I realized that I need a new place to go where I'll be able to concentrate. So I asked my mom about where she thought I should go, and she told me about how Chris was going away on a business trip. So I figured that since you would have the space for me without my brother there, that I could move in.
Okay, hold on just a second there, Carly. Yes, it is true that Chris is away on a long business trip, but I don't get why you have to move all the way over here just to study. I mean, you're not even in law school yet, right?
Well, yeah, but the law schools I want to go to are around where you live in New York. So I figure I might as well start getting used to living up there. And then once I finish taking the LSATs, I can just move all my things right into the school. Isn't that great?
Look, Carly, I really want to help you in whatever way I can, but I just don't think this is the way to go about doing this. Besides, I would have to talk to Chris about this first.
So you're going to tell me that you want to help me any way that you can, but then refuse to help me? And I don't get why you would have to go and ask my brother. Of course he would approve of this. You shouldn't even bother asking him. I already know the answer he'd give anyways. That's why I'm on my way to your place right now.
Hold on a second. You're already on your way here, but I haven't even said yes. This is the first that we're talking about this.
I know, but the date for the LSATs are coming up, and I've already registered to take them in New York. So once I move in, I am going to be really busy studying.
But Carly, I'm sorry. This is just all so sudden, and I don't think I can approve of this.
What are you talking about? Why are you being such a stick in the mud about this? I mean, you're just a housewife who isn't really doing anything anyways, right? So since your husband is away, I can take his place and you can take care of me, right?
You really expect me to be taking care of you while you're away? You can't be serious.
Thank you so much. So just a heads up, every morning for breakfast, I would like to have a smoothie with fresh fruit. Then I want you to keep lunch light for me since I like to have naps in the afternoon. But make sure that you make something with things that are good for your brain for dinner since that's when I'm going to be doing most of my studying. And I also want you to keep your place well stocked with lots of snacks.
Are you seriously telling me that you want me to cook 3 meals a day for you? And on top of all that, you really want me to bring snacks to you as well?
Why are you acting as if that's a big deal? You're a housewife. All you do is cook anyways, right? Besides, I'm going to be a lawyer one day, so I think that it would be best to help me when I need it or stay on my good side, you know?
Hold on a second. Let me guess. Next, you're going to tell me that in addition to cooking for you, I'm also going to have to do the laundry and all the cleaning too, right?
Well, duh. I'm going to be busy studying all day, so you need to be taking care of all that kind of work. I'll basically just leave it all to you while I hit the books.
I don't even know what to say to that. Do you really think that you can just live here and have me do everything to take care of you? What are you going to contribute in terms of rent? Are you at least going to help with the bills while you're here?
Whoa, what? What kind of way is that to talk to family? Here I am humbly asking for a little help from you, and you're telling me that you won't unless I cough up some money? Do you not want me to go to school? Do you not want me to follow my dreams of being a lawyer? Because law school isn't cheap, and I have to save money everywhere that I can.
Are you kidding me? Is that really the best that you can come up with?
Anyways, like I said, I'm already on the way over to your place right now. And just remember that whether or not I succeed at this is riding entirely on you. So make sure you do a good job of being there for me.
Hey Tiff, you there? I'm so sorry for not getting back to you yesterday. I was just so crazy busy and I'm only checking my phone right now. So did Carly really end up coming to our place?
She did. She arrived late last night and I couldn't believe it. Now she's treating our place just like she owns it or something. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I can't believe that she's actually doing this.
So I take that means you also had no idea that she was going to pull something like this?
I had no idea that this was going to happen at all until I saw your messages that you'd sent me. And then there was just one message from Carly telling me that she was going to be using my office.
So she did tell you something?
Kind of. I tried to respond and ask her what she meant, but she just left me on red and never responded to me. I had no idea what she was talking about, and I certainly didn't think she was going to go this far.
I know, right? It's like, what is she thinking doing this?
Well, I talked to my parents and they filled me in a little more about what was going on. I guess that Carly wasn't making any progress on moving out or finding any work, besides the part-time job that she already had. Then all of a sudden she started talking about wanting to become a lawyer. My parents think it's because she's been really into this lawyer show, and that's the only reason she's acting this way.
Well, I think it's fine to have ambition and want to pursue a challenging goal. But didn't your sister drop out of community college? Because, no offense to her, but I think the LSAT is supposed to be quite challenging, and I think you're supposed to have at least a bachelor's before starting a law program anyways.
So then you really think that she came to our house to try and study for the test? Because I really wonder if she's actually studying for it at all. Yeah, not only that, but I hear that for some of the schools she's talked about wanting to go to, that she'll have to get a really high score.
And you're telling me that you don't think she's going to be able to make the cut for that?
From what I was reading, these schools only take the cream of the crop, but I guess that Carly must be really confident in herself. I guess there's still about 6 months before the tests are held, but does that mean that she's really going to just keep living with us until then?
Hold on a second, the LSATs aren't for another 6 months? I was prepared to put up with Carly for maybe about a month or so, but she can't stay with us for 6 months. Especially if she's expecting me to act like her maid. Did you know she wants me to cook all her meals and do her laundry for her?
Oh, she really gets too carried away sometimes. I just have no idea what she's thinking. But I think you should try and throw her out. I would help if I could, but I certainly don't want her touching any of my stuff.
Well, unfortunately, I think that is much easier said than done.
But she can't just squat at our house if we don't want her there. Doesn't she realise that?
Actually, you know what? I think it's great that Carly is chasing her dreams like this. Maybe we should give her some credit and support her through this. And I think it'd be fine if she uses your office as her bedroom. At least that way we can keep our room clean. You do want to support your sister, don't you?
Well, of course I want to, but are you really sure about this? I didn't even think that you were much of a fan of Carly to begin with.
Well, it's only for 6 months, right? And as long as Carly actually studies during that time, then you and I might end up with a lawyer we can count on.
I guess that's true, yeah. And if she managed to get a job, I know it'd make my parents really happy.
Great, then it's settled. And this works for me since I was starting to get lonely without anyone to talk to since you left.
Wow, well, okay. That's great. I can talk to my parents about this and maybe convince them to pitch in and help you out some. How does about $500 a month sound?
Oh, I think that would be plenty for me. Thank you very much. Now, let's get your sister through law school. Carly, can you please let me back in the house? I still don't even understand why you would throw me out in the first place.
Because I have my test in 3 days, don't you get it? How am I supposed to concentrate knowing that you're in the house with a fever? I had no choice but to throw you out.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that if I got your cold, then I might have to miss my test. Then I would have wasted all the effort that I've been putting into studying for the past month. That's why, until I'm done with the test, you are not allowed back in, so don't come back until you're better.
So then you're really just going to kick me out of the house while I have this high fever? Do you have any idea how cold it is out here? The least you could do is let me pack a bag.
You really are a useless woman, do you know that? How dare you not realize that you're only getting in the way of your amazing sister-in-law trying to achieve her dreams? Don't even talk to me. I can't believe that you would get a cold like this just so that you could try and sabotage me. It's like you really want me to fail at everything.
Carly, you don't really believe that, do you? Of course I don't want you to fail, but I just got a bit of a cold is all.
You really think I'm going to buy an excuse like that?
It's not an excuse. I was feeling sick yesterday, and you had no problem talking with me and telling me to go to the store for you. In fact, because it was raining all day yesterday when I went out, I think that's why I'm feeling so sick.
Well, it's because I needed you to go out and buy the ingredients for my good luck meal. Ever since I was in high school, I would always eat a lot of foods that start with A so that I would get that grade.
But you shoved me out of the house so quickly yesterday that I couldn't even grab an umbrella. By the time I got back, I was completely soaked. But I've been doing my best to stay out of your way and make sure that you have everything you need to study. So I don't get why I'm being kicked out of the house this time. For the last time, you are being kicked out so that this house doesn't become a petri dish and so I don't get sick. Is this really the way that you're thanking me after all that I've done for you? After all the cooking and cleaning and support that I've given you? I can't believe that this is the way that you're paying back the person who let you live in their home free for 6 whole months. Do you have any idea just how much of my own money I've sunk into you, Carly? But I thought it would be okay as long as I was helping you study. Oh, just shut up already, would you? Quit sending me all these sobby, sad texts. If you really wanted to help me pass my test, then you would never have gotten sick in the first place. If you still want to help me, then you can just sit there and shut up. So you really expect me to just sit outside my own house for 3 days with a fever like this? Is this any way for someone who wants to be a lawyer to treat people? Is this the way lawyers treat the people who helped them get to where they are? Oh, don't worry. You'll be getting plenty of gratitude as soon as I'm actually a lawyer. Because once I am, I'll be making millions of dollars. Maybe I'll even kick some back your way for all that you've been doing for me. But if you want that to happen, then you better leave me alone so that I can pass. I don't care about the money, Carly. That was never what this was about. I just thought that you would have a little more gratitude after all this time. Look, you are keeping me from studying. What was the point of kicking you out if you still won't leave me alone? Just go away and don't come back until you're feeling better, got it?
You better watch how you talk to my wife, Carly.
Wait, what? Are you delirious or something? Has your fever gotten that bad?
I want to know just what you think you're doing right now, huh, sis? Because you got some real nerve kicking my wife out of our house after all she's been doing for you. You do realise that the person who's been taking care of you for the past 6 months is sick, right? Or do you just not care?
Wait, sis, your wife, is this Chris? But I thought that you were away on your business trip, right?
I was away, yeah, and now I've come back. I actually requested to come back early so that I could try and make it for you when you took the LSAT. I wanted to let you know that you had more support than you knew.
Wait a second. You mean that you came home early just to cheer me on for my test?
That was the plan, but now that I come to this, I don't know what to think. What I do know is that you have a family member who is sick and you've literally thrown them out of the house. What kind of person does that, huh?
But you don't understand. I'm going to be taking my test in 3 days. I wasn't about to let myself catch a cold from Tiffany. I'm just trying to keep her away until I've safely taken it is all.
If that's what you're worried about, why not just ask Tiffany to stay in her room and rest? This is our house after all. You were the one that showed up here uninvited. In fact, it was Tiffany who finally came around on letting you stay as long as you have.
Well, that's nice of her, but still, it doesn't change the facts.
The facts are that you've been taking advantage of my wife's kindness for your own gain, and now you've gone too far. Who do you think you are, kicking your own host out of their home?
But I didn't have any money to stay anywhere else. What was I supposed to do?
I don't care what you do or where you go. You can go study under a bridge for all I care. Your test is only in 3 days. Surely you're not going to forget all that you've studied if I kick you out now, right?
Kick me out? You wouldn't really do that, right? Not after I've come so close to finally taking the test. The whole reason I came here in the first place.
I don't care about your test at all right now, Carly.
Please, you're scaring me. Why are you acting like this?
Why are you acting like this, Carly? Don't you get how wrong this is? You've let this get way out of hand, and I hope you do fail for all the horrible things you've done up to now. But especially for taking advantage of my wife like this. How dare you use her kindness just to throw her out like this?
Please, I never would have done that if I knew you were going to get so upset. I guess I just lost sight of what was really important. I just didn't want to catch a cold so close to my test is all. You can understand that, right? You can't blame me for that. Hey, Carly, how'd the test end up going for you? I just wanted to let you know that my fever went down and I'm feeling better. The test was horrible. It was the worst that I've ever done, and when I fail, it'll be all your fault. But how can you know that when the test just ended right now?
I don't need to wait for the results. I already know that I failed. You've made me waste a whole year of my life. Do you know that? A whole year!
And why don't you think you need to wait for the results? What makes you think you didn't pass?
Because I couldn't even get in to take the test. I forgot my entrance slip and I didn't have a spare downloaded on my phone. They didn't even let me take the test.
You forgot your entrance pass? Well, how did you do that?
You know how it happened. When Chris came home, he burst into the house and started yelling at me to pack up my bags and leave. I was so scared and in such a rush that I must have left that pass behind in Chris's office somewhere. That's why this is all your fault. This would have never happened if you hadn't caught that stupid cold.
Well, it sounds to me like you're just looking for everyone but yourself to blame for this, but at least you'll always be able to take it again next year.
You mean that you'll let me come back to your place to study again next year?
No. That is not what I said. I never want you setting foot in my house again, and neither does Chris for that matter.
But then how am I supposed to study for the test? Where am I supposed to live? Who's going to cook for me?
I think those are all issues that you'll have to figure out yourself. I gave you much more help than you deserved, and you spit it all back in my face. Well, I am certainly not going to make that mistake again.
Please, I'm sorry. I won't ever act that way again. I'm so sorry, Tiffany.
After that, Carly was unsure of who to turn to and fled back to her parents' house. But since she left, her parents had changed the locks on the door and refused to let her in. Realizing she had no one but herself who she could rely on, Carly found a job and a small, cheap apartment where she could still study to pursue her dream of being the next big pop star. Even though she's already in her late 20s, Carly was inspired by her experience studying for the LSAT. She was sure that she could do anything if she set her mind to it. She even started a few social media pages to try and promote herself, and, well, they're going about as well as you would expect them to. But who knows? Maybe one day she'll prove everyone wrong and be the next big thing.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Holly, are you okay? I just heard that you got hit by a car. Did you get taken to the hospital, or are you going to be all right?
Hey there, Rachel. Thanks for your concern, and sorry to make you worry about me. But it's okay, I'm gonna be just fine. I did have a pretty nasty break in my right leg, so looks like I'm probably gonna be laid up in the hospital for a while.
Oh no, you broke your leg? That's terrible. It must have been so scary for you.
Well, actually, I didn't have much time to be afraid at all. Everything happened so suddenly. I was just walking through the crosswalk when this car came along and blew through the stoplight. I got hit so hard that it sent me flying through the air for a couple of yards. The doctor who saw me in the ER said that it's a miracle that the only thing I broke was my leg. So, all things considered, I guess I'm not in too bad a shape.
Wow, you actually got thrown that far? Good grief, that's terrifying to hear. And you're going to be in the hospital for a while? Oh, that's too bad. Have they told you about how long you're going to be there?
A pretty long time from the sound of things. The doctor came into my room a little while ago to check up on me and said that I'll be looking at least a month at this point. Depending on how my leg heals, it might even be longer than that, though.
A whole month? That's insane! I can't believe you're going to have to be out of the house for that long. All right, well, then could you wire us some money? The sooner the better. We've got a lot of things to take care of.
Money? For what?
Well, if you're not around, who's going to do all the cooking? We're going to end up having to eat out most of the time. We'll need to have enough money to pay for going to restaurants and buying pre-made meals from the supermarket. Oh, and we'll also need to hire a maid to come in and do the chores for us, so can you send us enough to cover those expenses too? Let's see, if you're going to be in there for a whole month, for the time being, you can send me $1,500. I'll let you know if that runs out and I need more. Whoa, hold on there. Why do you need money to pay for all that stuff? It's only going to be a month. Can't you guys just take care of the cooking and cleaning by yourselves? Are you kidding? No way.
You know your mom has bad knees. She can't stand up for long enough to cook a whole meal. It'll be way too painful for her. And Joey has to go to work every day, so he won't have time either. Well, yeah, I'm aware of my mom's and brother's situations, but what about you, Rachel? You should have more than enough time to take care of everything. You quit your job when you got married so you could become a housewife. The only reason I've been doing most of the work up until now is simply because I've lived in my family's house longer than you have. I know where all the supplies are and how everything's organized. I suppose this is as good a time as any for you to start taking on your share of the housework too. Get real. I don't want to do any of that boring stuff. I hate doing chores. Cooking and cleaning, it's so lame. I'd rather look at my Instagram feed. Like, why do you think we moved into your family's house with you and your mom? It was so I wouldn't have to do anything I didn't want to do. No way. That's really the reason why you guys moved in with us? Yeah, I had no other choice. I've always wanted to be a housewife ever since I was a little girl. You know, like the girls on Instagram who are always showing off how neat and clean their houses are and showing off their adorable dresses. That's what I want to do. But I don't want to have to actually clean or anything, so I need to get someone else to do it for me. That's when I heard from Joey that you were still single and living at home. I knew it would make your mom super happy to have her son and daughter-in-law living with her, and if I moved in, I wouldn't ever have to do any chores. Everybody wins. How am I winning exactly? How can you be thinking about yourself at a time like this? We're going to have so much trouble with you in the hospital for a month. Since you're not going to be doing your job, then you're going to have to pay to get someone else to do it all. Cleaning, cooking, everything. You're paying for all of it. Is this all some kind of crazy dream? Maybe the docs gave me a little too much morphine. Hey, wait a second. You said you were going to be in the hospital for at least a month, but maybe longer. Well, yeah, it all depends on how well my leg heals up. But that means you might not be able to make it to our wedding. It's exactly 1 month from today. Oh, wow, you're right. Man, time really flies, huh? Feels like just yesterday you guys said you had eloped and were moving in with us. I'm really sorry, Rachel, but yeah, there's a pretty decent chance that I won't be able to make it to your guys' wedding. Even if I manage to get rescued from the hospital sooner, I'll still be in a wheelchair with a giant cast on my leg. I can't believe it. If you're not going to make it to our wedding, that means you're not going to be able to give us a wedding gift. Oh my God, just when I thought this day couldn't get any worse. What? I was banking on you giving us a ton of money for a wedding present. I mean, you're single and basically live for your work, right? I figured you must have a ton of money in savings that you're never going to use. And obviously, if it's for the wedding of your only brother, you'd be willing to shell out at least a few G's. So I had the wedding planner give us the premium wedding package. But if you're not going to be there to actually hand over the money, this is really bad. Rachel, are you being for real right now? You were planning to use me to finance an extravagant wedding for yourself? Let me think. What are we going to do? You're going to have to speed your recovery along, Holly. You need to have that leg healed up within a week, 2 weeks tops. This is not negotiable, Holly. You have a responsibility to come to our wedding. And when I open the envelope you hand over to reception, there had better be enough money in there to pay for the premium package.
Hey there, Holly. I heard about your accident. How are you doing? Do the doctors think you're going to be back to normal soon? Go ahead and shoot me a message with updates whenever you can. Oh, and don't worry about taking care of things around the house. We'll figure something out. You just focus on getting better, okay? I know Rachel probably said some stuff to you, but you can go ahead and ignore her.
I don't know, Joey. The stuff she said to me is going to be pretty hard to ignore. I know this is the woman that you chose, Joey, but are you sure you want to marry her? I mean, did she tell you that she planned a wedding outside of your budget because she was planning on me funding the whole thing?
That was news to me, but I am aware of that now, yeah. Let me deal with Rachel. I'm going to take care of her. Man, don't tell anyone I told you this, but back when we were planning it, I had said that we should keep our wedding on the simple side so we could save money for our future. But Rachel was super insistent on having some elaborate show of a wedding. You know, we're only gonna have one wedding and all that.
I totally understand why she would feel that way, but it's incredibly presumptuous to plan an entire wedding on getting an outsized gift from me. What were you going to do if I didn't give you as much as she'd hoped? Do you guys have enough savings to cover it?
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. I have plenty of savings. Rachel, on the other hand, has absolutely nothing.
Nothing? Like, nothing?
I mean $0 and 0 cents. I guess she's under the impression that a husband should be the one to cover all the expenses after getting married. So she spent every last cent that she had saved up before we got married on herself right before we eloped. She bought shoes, clothes, purses. I checked her bank account statement, and sure enough, the balance is a big fat 0.
That's crazy. I've never met anyone like that before. Living on one income is one thing, but intentionally depleting your own savings? Yikes.
Plus, we went ring shopping together, and the one Rachel picked out was pretty big. So I had plenty of savings going into this marriage, but things can't go on like this forever, to say the least. Which again is why I told her I thought it would be best to have a simple wedding. But no matter what I said to her, nothing got through. She just shut me out completely.
It sounds like she's one of those women who have a very particular idea in their heads of their perfect wedding. And if the real thing deviates even a smidgen from the ideal, then all hell breaks loose.
Completely. Honestly, her attitude really started changing once she found out where you work. Every time I would comment on something being too expensive, she'd just brush me off like, "What are you so concerned about? Your sister's rich." She thought she could just put on a cute face and get you to fork out as much money as she wanted.
Wow, so you're telling me it's not just the wedding? She's been planning on using me as some kind of free ATM machine since the very beginning?
Again, Rachel, you don't need to worry about that. I won't let her take advantage of you. It's just that she won't listen to a word I say. It all goes in one ear and out the other. But yeah, I have more than enough money to cover the cost of the wedding, so you don't need to feel any compulsion to give us a large gift, okay?
Since when did you become such a responsible, upstanding man, Joey?
What can I say? I had a good role model in my big sister. About the wedding, I think it would be best if you didn't come. I don't want you rushing your recovery for our sake. Also, I don't want you to get involved in any kind of trouble with Rachel during the ceremony.
Yeah, good point. Okay then, I guess you can go ahead and mark me down as not attending. Sorry, Joey.
Don't be sorry about anything. Oh, and by the way, a girl from your office came by with a nice fruit basket and a card for you. I'll bring it over to your hospital room later on today. I'll talk to you later, Holly.
Thanks, Joey. Talk to you later. How dare you, Holly? You really are a jerk, you know that? Why aren't you coming to our wedding? I just looked over at the family section and saw your mom, your aunts, and uncles, but I don't see you anywhere. Where are you? Are you gonna flake out on us at the last minute? No, I told Joey a month ago that I wasn't going to make it. My leg hasn't healed yet, and the doctors want me to stay a bit longer. Did you really expect me to wheel myself into your wedding in my hospital gown? You could have changed clothes, get a nurse to help you or something. And this facility is 100% handicap accessible, so you have no excuse not to be here. You need to get over here now and give us our wedding gift. Yeah, that's all you're concerned about, isn't it? The only reason you want me there is for my money. You don't care one bit about my leg. You never even came to visit me in the hospital. Shut up, would you? You're the one who's in the wrong here. You're skipping your own brother's wedding. What is wrong with you? Think of what people are going to say about us. Huh? What if people start spreading rumors about how you and I aren't getting along? Is that what you want? To humiliate me in front of all my friends and family? I don't know what you're worried about. No one in my family spreads nasty rumors like that. You don't know that for sure. Well, to be fair, it's not like we're on the best of terms. You've never done any of the housework for us as long as you've been living with us. Oh, so that's it. You hate me, don't you? That explains everything. You're not coming to the wedding, not giving us any money, making me do the housework. It's all because you just hate me. I'll bet you think I must be the absolute worst woman in the world, don't you? You probably wish your brother and I never got married. I never said any of that. I'll bet. Oh, don't tell me. You faked your car accident to get out of coming. That's it, isn't it? You've been pretending to be hurt this whole time. I can't believe you. Oh, come on. You have got to be kidding me. It's all very clear to me now, Holly. Ever since we moved in with you, I saw the way you would glare at me when you thought I wasn't paying attention. You hated me because I wouldn't do any of your chores for you. So you planned this elaborate stunt to fake an injury and get out of coming to our wedding. I never glared at you. You're just making that all up. Think about it. Would I really go to all the trouble of faking an accident to get out of going to a wedding? I could have just pretended to be sick the day of the ceremony or something. I have had all I can take of your lies, Holly. You can admit it. You hate me. Go ahead, say it. Even if you don't say it, I still know it's true. Well, guess what? If you really hate me that much, then you can get out of my house. What? I don't want any fake family living with me who secretly hates my guts. Take that fake cast off your leg, come back to the house, pack up your things, and get out now.
She's not leaving, Rachel. We are.
Huh?
You just accused my sister of faking her own car accident. This whole conversation, you've been spiraling downward into practical conspiracy theory territory.
Wait a second. My sister? Oh no. Joey, is that you? What are you doing with Holly? Our wedding is starting soon.
Did you forget that we had the start time delayed by an hour? I wanted Holly to see me in my tuxedo.
Oh yeah, I guess I did say that.
Holly got a text from you while I was visiting, and I took the liberty of reading your conversation. You just tried to kick my sister out of our family's house. Mind explaining that to me?
But I trusted her. Even though she hated me, I still trusted that she would have the decency to come to our wedding, and she betrayed that trust.
Oh, so now you think betraying someone's trust is a bad thing? That didn't stop you from betraying my trust, now did it, Rachel? At this point, I don't see any reason to go through with this wedding anymore.
What are you saying, Joey? Are you saying you're going to call off our wedding? But it's starting in just a few hours.
And now that I see you for what you really are, I wouldn't even have any problems walking out on you mid-service.
Joey, why are you doing this to me?
I told you, Rachel. I told you time after time after time, do not rely on my sister's money to pay for our wedding. But now I see that you completely ignored my very clear warnings. Not only that, when she refused to play along with your silly little games, you tried to kick her out of the house?
But I...
Oh, and another thing, you stole the gifts Holly got from her company. I am incredibly disappointed in you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't...
Don't play dumb with me. You stole the money that was in the card she got. You even ate the fruit from the fruit basket.
I didn't do that. You're making it all up. How do you know her company sent her any money anyway? Did you open the card?
Her office called me the other day and asked me if Holly got the card yet. They told me they sent a basket around the office and everyone put some money inside to send to her. The total should have been over $2,000. What happened to that money?
What? $2,000? There was only like $500 in there.
Oh, that's interesting. How would you know how much money there was in that envelope unless you opened it? Now that we've established that you opened it, what happened to the money? I asked my mom and she said you offered to deliver it to Holly for me, but when I asked Holly about it just now, she said she never got the money or the fruit and she never saw you at all. So that leaves us with quite the mystery. Both the fruit and the money are nowhere to be found.
About that?
Come to think of it, you bought yourself a new necklace the other day, didn't you? It was a pretty nice one, Rachel. If I had to make a guess, I'd say it was worth somewhere around $500. Where'd you get the money for that necklace?
I can explain.
You don't have a job and you don't have any savings. Where'd the money come from?
I sold some stuff online.
Oh, what website did you use to sell them? I'd like to see some records of that, if you have any. And let me be clear. If I find out that you stole the money that was supposed to go to Holly, I'll divorce you right then and there.
Divorce?
You got that right. I'm gonna head over to the chapel now. Before I get there and before the guests start to arrive, you need to tell the planner that the wedding is off.
No, I can't do that. I won't. All of my friends are coming today. I can't cancel it. What am I going to tell them?
If you'd like, I can tell them for you myself. You're not gonna change my mind on this. The wedding is off. Don't like it? Then you should have thought twice about trying to mooch off of my sister.
This is terrible. What am I going to do, Holly? I thought Joey was bluffing when he said we were going to get divorced, but he meant it. He just handed me a massive pack of papers to sign and everything. So you did steal my money then. And you ate my fruit, too. Seriously? You couldn't even let me have the frickin' fruit? It's not like I meant to. It just kind of happened. Joey's been so firm on not spending any more money on our wedding. Not just that, he said we'd need to cut back on spending for a while to pay it off. So I couldn't get any extra spending money from him, and you were being stingy about the wedding gift, so I saw the money in the envelope and, you know. You could have bought that necklace in about a month if you just got a part-time job. You had no excuse to steal that money. Give me a break. I'm apologizing, aren't I? That means you have to forgive me. I must have missed the text where you actually said the words, "I'm sorry." What do you want from me? I mean, when you really think about it, I didn't do anything wrong at all. Stealing isn't wrong. I wasn't stealing. Sure, you might be in the hospital now, but you're gonna get out eventually. When you do, you were planning on giving us a belated wedding gift, right? Plus, since you flaked out on our wedding, you were going to give us an even bigger gift to say sorry. Excuse me? So what's wrong with me taking a measly $500? You were going to give it to us eventually anyway. So no, I didn't do anything wrong. At the very least, I didn't do anything to deserve Joey getting so mad at me. That is an absolutely insane justification of petty theft. It doesn't matter why you took it. I could still easily have you charged with a crime if I wanted to. They'd laugh you out of the courtroom. The judge would be like, "You're charging your sister-in-law with a crime over $500? Case dismissed." Maybe he'll throw you in jail for wasting his time. That's not how pressing charges works, Rachel. In any case, you did something incredibly underhanded and dirty. You stole the gifts that my friends and coworkers put together for me to show their concern for me. I'm not going to forgive you for that. Come on, I apologized to you for that already. No, you didn't. By the way, I heard you guys are moving out of the house for a while. So you guys are going to stay with your folks while you finalize the details of the divorce? Yeah, I told him I didn't want to talk about divorce in front of my parents, but Joey just wouldn't listen to me. He said he wanted to have a disinterested third party with us while we were talking. That's my Joey. He knows how to look after his own interests. Well, good luck in the divorce proceedings. I hope you don't wind up too deep in debt. I have terrible luck, though, and I don't understand any of this legal stuff, so I need you to do a really big favor for me. Talk to Joey and convince him to take me back. Huh? You're the only person I can count on, Holly. I'll start doing housework, I promise. Even after you get out of the hospital, I'll help out whenever I can. I want to be a good housewife for Joey. I wish you would have had that attitude from the very beginning. You're way too late to have a change of heart now. Please. Honestly, I wish I would have told him to divorce you a long, long time ago. Goodbye, Rachel. I wish you the best of luck. I hope eating all that fruit was worth it. After that, I launched a formal criminal complaint against Rachel. As soon as the police got involved, she became much more willing to pay me back the full amount of what she took from me, so I agreed to drop the charges. However, Rachel seemed to be under the impression that if she paid me all the money back, then Joey wouldn't divorce her anymore. She was sadly mistaken. She threw an absolute hissy fit, and on the day they were scheduled to move out, she just bolted straight out the front door. I had no idea where she thought she was running to, but boy, was she running. She ran straight out into the road in front of our house and got hit by an oncoming car. In a funny coincidence, I saw her being wheeled into my hospital room as they were wheeling me out. Her parents never even came to see her, until the day they had decided to discuss the divorce right there in her hospital room. They walked right into the room with Joey and his lawyer, looked her straight in the eyes, and said, "This time, you're not going to run away from us." They got all the details of the divorce finalized that very day.